One down and one more to go. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, here to review the first of the double headers when WWE visits Puerto Rico. And we got to see Bad Bunny on tonight's show, and damn it, he got a massive pop. I know he's in front of his, home country and all this stuff, but god damn it, people on the roster the crowd don't even give a shit about the majority of the people on the roster. Bad Bunny comes out and people are making it as if he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I tell you what, the crowd, I actually really enjoyed this crowd tonight. I thought they were like very loud throughout the show. They seemed to be interested, even in matches that I personally couldn't really care for. The crowd were excited, the crowd were buzzing, they were creating noise, and it does make the show a little bit more enjoyable. It definitely feels a little bit more important when you've got the crowd and they're making noise. It does feel more involved. A lot of times you're watching WWE product and the crowd's dead and it's like, well, let's just end this shit early. But nah, tonight, fair play, the crowd I thought were good. Maybe WWE should go to Puerto Rico more often if they're going to get a live and energetic crowd like this. But we kick off with the LWO, and they come out in the Puerto Rican colours, so we don't even get the Mexican colours, we get the Puerto Rico colours, so that the LWO can kiss the ass of the home fans. Yes, I said it, kiss the ass of the home fans. Ray comes out, says that he's proud the LWO can represent all the Hispanic people. Ray says that Bad Bunny will defeat Damian Priest in the Street Fight at Backlash. Then Ray says he wants to introduce them to the next SmackDown Women's Champion. Selena Vega gets a little bit emotional because of the reaction, but before she can say anything, the Judgment Day come down to the ring. Dominic gets like an LWO shirt and he just rips it in half, and then the crowd are booing him like crazy. I mean, in terms of boos, Dominic must be like the number one heel in wrestling. Nobody gets a bigger reaction in terms of being booed than Dominic gets. It's insane. But here, they must be doing something right. So he rips up the LWO shirt, basically says he doesn't care about these Latinos, he doesn't care about the LWO. Goes on to say to Ray that he's a deadbeat father. And it was strange because the LWO and the Judgment Day, they had this promo and they would constantly go in and out of speaking English and then Spanish. And it did kind of lose me a little bit because I'm only an English speaker. I do not speak El Español. But it kind of worked at the same time because you felt like they were connecting more with the live audience, and it felt a bit more personal. The fact they were speaking their native language or their first language to each other. So, I mean, I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I didn't have a clue what they were saying, so it's hard to judge this promo. It would be like The Rock coming out and, he speaks Chinese and he cuts a Chinese, it's a good promo, but at the end of the day, you don't know what The Rock said, and that's kind of how I felt about this. I thought it was a good promo, but a lot of it was in Spanish, so I didn't have a clue what was happening. What I did understand, though, was when Rhea Ripley stood in front of Ray and she told Ray, why don't you challenge me? I'll tell you why Ray doesn't challenge you, because you're a fucking woman. Even if you look like a man, even if you look like a big, roided up transsexual, you're still a chick. And in WWE, men are not allowed to hit women because for some reason that's considered domestic violence, but women can attack men and try and kill men and create all sort of harm on men, and it's fair game. For whatever stupid reason. I cannot stand Rhea Ripley, honest to God. Unless someone can actually physically lay a hand on her, then why do they keep having her interact with men? It's just dumb. I mean, Rey Mysterio is half her size, and we know that he'd kill her in a fight. He would. I mean, it is what it is. Rey Mysterio would dominate her in a real fight, but they still can't even allow Rey to get any offense. Even in the mixed tag match that they have, it's it's garbage. Look at Tozawa versus Rhea Ripley on Raw. That match was... People wanted to see that match again. It was embarrassing. It was literally Akira Tozawa dodging a bunch of moves and having to counter a bunch of moves but not getting any offense in. So Rhea Ripley, honestly, just sit down and hopefully you lose to Selena Vega, someone that actually looks like a woman. But anyway, let's move on. The challenge gets made. Mixed tag match tonight. Dominic and Selena versus Rhea. And, wait, did I say Dominic and Selena? Ray and Selena versus Dominic and Rhea Ripley. I do not like. I cannot stand Rhea Ripley. One of my least favorite people in wrestling. I think I've already made 10 reasons why Rhea Ripley sucks, but I'm probably gonna have to make another one because she does indeed suck. Then we move on to the first match of the night. It's Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus the Viking Raiders. AJ Styles on commentary, and I knew they were going to do this. Obviously, the OC win, but the WWE seem to have this thing where it's like they're going to put over the OC because the OC got drafted to SmackDown, and the Viking Raiders are going to Raw. So it's almost like WWE believe that this loss doesn't hurt the Viking Raiders because it's happening on SmackDown, if that makes sense. It's like they want to put over the new team. You know, they want to put over the team that's just arrived on SmackDown. So, again, it's smart, don't get me wrong, because if someone only watches SmackDown, then they don't know the OC. They want to get the OC off to a strong start. And if you only watch SmackDown, if you don't watch Raw, then why would you care about the Viking Raiders? Because they're going to Raw. So I get it. But I think these matches are way too predictable. Anytime a match like this happens, when you see somebody who's recently just moved to that brand, when they're facing someone that is going to the other brand, you know that the new person's going to win 100%. Happens all the time. And I knew tonight that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows would win. So those two get the victory. I mean, it was an okay match. Magic Killer on either, and they get the win. 1, 2, 3. Good brothers. Standing tall. Then we go backstage with the Usos and Solo Sikoa, and the Usos are giving Solo Sikoa a pep talk. Basically, Jey Uso wants to know, Solo, are you with us? Solo says he'll be there and he'll get the job done tomorrow night. He'll carry out his end, but the Usos need to pull up to their end of the bargain. They need to carry through on what they're going to do. Jey Uso then looks at Solo. Solo walks off, and Jimmy's like, "Why did you open your mouth?" This is garbage, though. Are we honestly supposed to believe that these three men just turned up tonight so they could have a promo backstage, a segment backstage? This doesn't make any sense. And they've done the exact same thing later on in the night with Riddle and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It's like almost like these three teams had no purpose tonight other than just to show up and hang out in the locker room. I mean, what sense does that make? Honest to God, this is the go-home show for Backlash, and we get no fucking interaction between these two teams. We get nothing. No confrontation, no physical, no verbal, no nothing. We get two separate segments where they're backstage in each other's respective locker rooms having a little pep talk. Did they really need... So what, they turned up to the show just so they could talk to each other? Are you telling me they couldn't have met in private? Are you telling me they couldn't have had a phone call? Like, are we supposed to believe this? This is why it's so dumb. It's just so stupid. Can you imagine Austin back in the day turned up just so he could sit backstage in the Raw locker room and had no intention of like coming out and having a match or coming out and saying anything to the crowd or coming out and cutting a promo? Austin just turned up so he could sit backstage and talk to his wife. Why the fuck would he need to do that when he can do that at home? Why would he need to turn up to the show? It makes no sense whatsoever, guys. No fucking sense. Yeah, but after that, we got Bianca Belair comes out. I've noticed with Bianca Belair a hell of a lot lately. So Bianca Belair has beginning to like stutter a lot with her promo. She'll begin to she seems to get like nervous and she stutters and she hesitates and she pauses and she ends up like botching her words. And it's like, how can she do that? She literally repeats the same shit every single time. Oh, I'm the EST. I turned up. I'm the woman. It's like, how can she get it so wrong? I'm the champ, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the bestest, the fastest. It's like, it's the same shit. She says the same shit every week. She comes out, says I'm the EST, and spins her hair. It's the same thing every week. How can she get that wrong? I don't understand. I do not understand. She fucking sucks, though, I understand that. Then Damage Control come out, 3-on-1 beatdown. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez run out like a bunch of spastics to try and make the save. I mean, why do they care? Why do they care if Bianca Belair gets beat up? I don't understand. Liv Morgan runs out. Raquel runs out. It becomes 3-on-3 and they clear the ring. I cannot stand Bianca Belair either. a lot of the women in WWE are just very, very unlikable. I was going to say detestable, but maybe that's a bit harsh. But I don't like them anyway. I do not like Bianca Belair, and I do not like Rhea Ripley. Then we get the wait, before we get the Street Profits, we got a backstage promo with Cross and Scarlett. Who cares? Then we get the Street Profits versus Imperium. Again, Street Profits coming to SmackDown, Imperium going to Raw. This means one thing only: the Street Profits beat Imperium. I mean, like, by the way, WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther was not here tonight, and it's like, what is the point of Kaiser and Giovanni Finchi? Like, why does Gunther stick with these two? Now, we've seen at the beginning, he was taking his frustration out on Kaiser when he lost. He was chopping the shit out of him. And that makes sense, because Gunther doesn't accept failure. You know, wrestling's sacred to him. He's not going to just hang around with people that lose constantly. But why all of a sudden has he just accepted that his two teammates are jobbers? His two teammates literally could not buy a win if they paid for it using Ted DiBiase's money. You know, I just don't get it. I do not understand. But they are jobbers. They lose every week. And it's like Imperium. We're at the stage now where Gunther is like, he's being weakened by Imperium big time. If the other two guys are so bad, then why not just split them up? Honestly, if you're never going to let the other two guys win, then split them up. What really annoys me is, even when Imperium are winning a 6-man tag match, it's always Gunther that gets the pin. Why don't they at least try and give one of the other guys a little bit of momentum? Like, give the other guy a win, you know? Maybe that'll help his career a little bit. Maybe that'll give him some momentum. Maybe that'll build up his, I don't know, his fucking career. But no, they never do that. It's like, those guys are just in 6-man tag matches to take the pin. Honestly, I don't understand why Gunther is still in Imperium. Like, surely, if Triple H was in Evolution and Randy Orton and Batista were losing every single week, he would have kicked them out. He would have went, this group ain't Evolution, this group ain't the future of the company. You two fucking suck. He would have kicked them out big time. But for some reason, Gunther, you know, he's hanging around with these two bums that constantly lose every week. Again, guys, if you can make sense of this, let me know. Triple H, so-called Booker of the Year, so-called, you know, the best thing to happen to wrestling. It's crazy, man, how bad Triple H is, yet people pretend as if he is, like, the best thing ever in wrestling. It's unbelievable. I don't get it. And the mad thing is, everybody hated Triple H when he was a wrestler. You know, they'll blame him for burying people, the shovel, the golden shovel, him, the Triple H reign of terror, and it's like, no, but the Triple H reign of terror wasn't even that bad. Yet, you know, they all hate him back then, and now they all love him, and he's not doing anything good. I don't understand it, guys. We then get Cody Rhodes comes out. Cody Rhodes just basically says what he's been saying for the past couple of weeks. He's afraid of Brock Lesnar, but he won't be afraid tomorrow night. He's going to make Brock Lesnar the victim. I mean, the crowd were into it, but again, it's like, you know, Brock Lesnar's not going to be there. It's a bit lackluster. You know, it's just not very good, is it? You know, it lacks something. It's, you know, Cody Rhodes comes out, cuts a promo to himself. Brock Lesnar's not in the arena. You know, what can you say? Then Nakamura versus Cross. Nakamura wins this one. Now, you might be thinking, well, what happened to your logic? But here's the thing. Cross isn't new on SmackDown. Cross is still a jobber. That is why Nakamura wins. It's not like Cross is coming from Raw to SmackDown. If that was the case, Cross would have won tonight. But Cross has already been on SmackDown. Cross didn't get moved to SmackDown, and Cross loses every single week. So yeah, Nakamura wins. And it's like, I don't understand it. Scarlett Bordeaux got up on the ring apron, showed off her ass a little bit, and people were saying, I seen on Twitter, people were saying, oh, you need to show Scarlett's ass more, that'll get people to care about Cross. Why will it? I mean, if I see Scarlett's ass more, I'm just going to be like, fuck, Scarlett's hot. I'm not going to be like, oh, Scarlett's hot, I love her boyfriend now. Why the fuck? If anything, we're more likely to hate Cross. We're more likely to dislike him because he's got a hot girlfriend, because he's got a hot wife. I mean, you look at all the wrestlers back in the day that had hot girlfriends. They were always, like, overshadowed and became nothing. Sonny and Chris Candido, Sable and Mark Mero, Kelly and fucking Mike Knox. There's more examples. I just can't really think off the top of my head right now. Stacey Keebler and David Flair. There's loads. Tori Wilson and Tajiri. There is loads and loads and loads. So I just don't see how Scarlett showing her ass is going to make people like Cross more. Cross sucks. He's got a good entrance. I like his entrance, but when that finishes, it's like, wow, okay, this guy's boring. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. So Nakamura wins. Shinkaza, good victory, I guess. Then we go backstage and we get Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Riddle. Riddle basically says they're going to take down the Bloodline at Backlash, and then when Roman Reigns returns to SmackDown, there's going to be no Bloodline left, and then Sami Zayn is annoyed, so is Kevin Owens, because Riddle basically said everything that they wanted to say, and that's it. They walk off, you don't see them again. Again, did they really need to show up to the show to say this? Did they really need to turn up to SmackDown tonight to do this? Couldn't they just had this conversation in their hotel room or on a telephone? Why did they show up? Why did they appear backstage in the locker room? Why are they even in the locker room if they're not going to wrestle? Don't you go to a locker room to get changed? Why are you in the locker room if you don't have a match? Like, that's just, if you break it down, guys, it really is retarded. It makes zero fucking sense. Zero sense. Then we got the debut of Cameron Grimes. Corbin approaches him and says, who's this guy? Pierce is like, oh, it's Cameron Grimes. Corbin's like, oh, I remember you. Corbin's like, you were the guy that was picked last. Cameron Grimes takes offence to this. He's like, well, you make it seem like getting picked last is getting worse than not getting picked at all. And then we get a match announced for next week. It's going to be Corbin versus Cameron Grimes. So, yeah, Corbin basically said he was the same as Brock Lesnar. He said that he can appear whenever he wants, just like Brock. So, yeah, I mean, oh, really? Who cares? Baron Corbin sucks, man. Baron Corbin definitely sucks. Then we get the... By the way, I am fucking so tired, guys, so I'm going to try and wrap this up quickly. Then we get the main event match. Rey Mysterio and Selena versus Rhea Ripley and Dominic. It's Rey and Dominic in the ring. Dominic's going for the Three Amigos. He gets Rey up for the third one, but Rey manages to counter. Rey rolls him up. Small package, pins his shoulders down to the mat. 1, 2, 3. And Rey Mysterio steals victory from Dominic Mysterio. But of course, he's not going to take this lying down. Judgment Day get into the ring. They start beating up Rey. It's 3-on-1. Selena can't help. Selena can't do anything. But then the LWO come out, and they're not coming alone. Big yawn. They're coming with Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny comes out, and he looks jacked. Honest to God, here, Bad Bunny looked absolutely fucking massive. It was insane how big Bad Bunny looked here. So Bunny comes out with a kendo stick. The rest of the LWO attack Dominic and Finn Balor, but they just run past Damian Priest. They don't even bother going for Priest. I guess they leave Priest for Bunny, but again, why would you just walk past Priest and not bother him when Rey is getting battered? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then Bunny gets in the ring and starts hitting Priest with a cane. And I mean, that was it, guys. Fucking that was it. They brawled. Who cares? SmackDown wasn't that great. The crowd were into it, which I guess improved the show a little bit. But overall, I mean, I didn't think it was that good. Although it was better than last week's. I thought last week's SmackDown absolutely sucked. I think SmackDown since WrestleMania's absolutely sucked, to be honest. But you know what? This week, I mean, it wasn't the worst SmackDown ever. I'll give it a 2 out of 10, guys. A 2 out of 10 for me. You know what? No, maybe a 3. We'll give it... Fuck it, we'll give it a 3. 3 out of 10. There you go. That's it. 3 out of 10. I'm not going to change my mind. Till next time, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'm absolutely wrecked, guys. So yeah, I'm going to end this one here. Till next time, peace.